Hello to you all. This is a review of the Chiappa Rhino. This is my first revolver I've ever owned, ever purchased. And I have to say, after taking it out to the range a couple times, I am very happy with my purchase. This is the case it comes in. It's a little bit different than others. You actually have to press the tabs in and then pull down before you open it up. And once you open it up, it reveals this beautiful firearm. So the Rhino revolver comes in different configurations. You have 2, 3, 5, 6-inch options. You have different finishes: stainless, black, OD green. There's a white Rhino, and also there's a gold. And what I have here is the Chiappa Nebula Rhino 60 DS. Now, even with all those other options, I could have gone with something a little bit more plain, a little bit more conservative. But this was the one for me. This thing just looks gorgeous. I know it's not for everybody, but I'm happy with the way this looks right here. So what all comes with the revolver is a tool to remove the brass from the moon clips. And they give you 3 moon clips. And they give you some other usual stuff: lock, paperwork. It actually comes with this little Einstein dual wielding, some rhinos. Just regular paperwork. I cannot figure out what the orientation for this sticker is. Actually a C and an F for Chiappa Firearms. But I'm gonna go over the revolver, what I like about it, what I dislike about it. But as I said, this is my first, and I am happy with it. Put this to the side. Alright, so to start this off, I am going to start at the end, the grip, go over, each part, what I like, what I might want to change, stuff like that. So, to start off, the grips. These are wood grips. They're nice, they're smooth, they're contoured for the fingers. Underneath where it meets the frame of the revolver, it's nice and smooth, doesn't bump up against your knuckles or anything. So it gives you a nice shooting grip once you hold on to it. That being said, I would personally like something like G10 grip, something rough and textured, maybe like rhino skin or something like that. I think that would look pretty cool on something like this. Even though the recoil is mild and the smooth grip is not issue shooting any kind of 38 Special or 357 Magnum, I would still like something that will give a little bit more grip and friction when you're shooting it. Coming up here to the shelf for your thumbs, I'm still learning how to hold this properly, but usually this will cut out right here. I end up putting my thumb there and placing my finger on the trigger, and it's absolutely fine there. In the manual, it shows, maybe my hook, the other thumb. It shows this thumb actually under this one in the Chiappa literature, but I'm not sure about that. I'll learn what's comfortable for me. I just know you have to watch your finger placement right here in the cylinder and barrel gaps so you don't get blasted by all that hot gas that escapes from that small space right there. The trigger. The trigger is probably easily the top 2 things I dislike about it. So first, I have to say, the single action trigger, not that bad. If I had double action, single action, semi-autos, I would not be upset if I had a trigger like this. Trigger squeeze is very nice on this, crisp, very simple. I'm not upset with that trigger pull at all. What really gets to me is actually, I'm not sure if you call it a reset, but I'm gonna call it a reset, but if it's not, excuse me, the reset's really weird on this. So as far as the double action goes, it's fine. I believe it's anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds. I don't have a trigger gauge, but the reset, as I said, is where I have the most issue. So once it fires, goes bang, this reset. So right here, you're going to hear a click. You hear it, you feel it. right there. Oh, that's not it right there. So false right there. Okay, now you hear that? That is not ready to fire again. You actually have to let it out again some more. That click there is the reset, and it's ready to go again. So I'll show you that again. Once you fire, let it out slowly. That click right there, you hear it, you feel it, and the trigger is actually not all the way ready to fire. You have to let it out a little bit more, and now it's ready. I like to try to shoot fast with semi-autos and everything. Just that right there, it makes it difficult to shoot this revolver with any kind of speed compared to semi-autos. That trigger coming back like that, I usually get hung up on it, jerk it. I'm not quick with this. I'm not sure if this is something common with all revolvers. I'm not sure how the trigger resets, but it's something I definitely do not like. I might be pegging for something that is, uniquely revolverish, or I don't know if it's actually just a unique characteristic to the Rhino, but that trigger resetting is one of the things I do not like. I'm a little bit indifferent about the cylinder release, so just slide that down, pop it out. At first I was kind of looking for some kind of signal, a little bit more tactile feel to let me know that I actually released the cylinder, but you just press it down and that's pretty much it. I think the cylinder though is one of the most beautiful parts of this firearm. The finish, this is a PVD coating on this entire firearm, and that cylinder just looks gorgeous. So this is a 6-shot revolver, if you didn't know that already. And of course, the claim to fame is the barrel is at the 6 o'clock position, so it fires from the bottom cylinder. And all that being said, the bore is more in line with your hand, so you have a little bit more straight pushback instead of some unequal energy being up here and causing a little bit more flip. I believe this cylinder, this plate back here is stainless steel, and the rest of the frame is all aluminum. Nothing on the other side as far as controls go. And on the rear, you have this caulking device, which is actually a faux hammer that actually cocks the hammer internally. So you just pull that down. That piece is serrated at the top for some grip. And up to the left of it, you have a little caulking device. That little red indicator right there goes up to let you know it is in single action. So with the trigger being back, and also you can tell by that little red thing. And once I pull it, that red indicator will go down. It's back in double action. The trigger is farther forward. In front of the caulking device, you have your green fiber optic sights. They're adjustable for windage and elevation. I do like these fiber optic sights. I had an RMR on here for a short period of time, but I think I'm just going to keep it bare. I like this sight picture with the green back and the red front. Sorry if there's a little bit more light on this than you would like. So going forward on the firearm comes my least favorite thing about it. So I really don't know the specifics about why, but I believe it is some absolutely stupid, moronic importation law that they can't import the revolver with a 6-inch barrel. This is made in Italy, as it says on the side. Nebula Rhino 60DS special edition. Let's see if I can get that. But yeah, made in Italy by Chiappa Firearms, and then Chiappa is for the U.S. Area. They are headquartered in Ohio. So I believe these have to be imported as little snubbies. And the thing I dislike the most, it's not really about the function or of the firearm, but it's just this crease right here. This is not all one piece. It would be so nice to have, this four part of the gun, as far as the receiver, the housing cylinder, as one long, beautiful, uninterrupted piece of aluminum. But I believe for them to import these revolvers, they have to do as a 2-inch barrel and then add on this extension and the longer barrel once it makes it to the US. And I think that part is just ugly. This seam right here, I'm not exactly sure how they put it together. It's done nicely. Like if you rub your finger over it, it's nice and smooth. Especially up here, you can't feel anything as it continues into the rail. It's nice and smooth, but just knowing, that's two individual pieces, it's an annoyance. Obviously, it has nothing to do with the function of the firearm, but that's a disappointment that they had to do that. Hate it, but what are you going to do about that? Above that little ugly eyesore, you have a top rail, 1913. I've mounted a RMR. I might try something else down the road eventually. I kind of want a Trijicon SRO. I think it would be nice if they had options instead of, having an actual rail, start doing some kind of mounting plate like you see on the rear of a lot of semi-auto pistols here today. Just put a plate, then you screw in your attached optic immediately, just straight to the frame of the revolver instead of having a rail and possibly having another mount for it to sit higher. On the bottom, you have more rail space, which is pretty useless. I've messed around, put a TLR1 X300 on it. There's really no way for you to activate the light unless you want to put like a pressure pad back here. But I do like it. Instead of, if they just kept it smooth, I still do like the option. And I do like the look of you having the option for that rail right there, even though it is pretty useless. Above the barrel, you have these cuts that I believe help with that futuristic look that really make the Rhino a lot more distinguished. And just a little bit closer, you have 2 pins to take out your front sight. I do not believe it's adjustable. At the front, nothing real special, smooth. You have a sleeve around your barrel and your barrel in there. I don't know if I showed this, but at the top, that is your windage and elevation adjustment screw there. But overall, yes, I do like this revolver. It's between this and the TRR8 or the TR8 as far as what my first revolver was going to be. But the color, the finish, the look, the futuristic sci-fi look of this revolver, this edged out. I'm happy I got it in this color instead of, the normal silver, black, or OD green, or even the gold. I would have taken the gold, but still this is a little bit more unique. It does say special edition on the side, but I am happy with this purchase. I'm actually going to start reloading 38 special here in a little bit to try to save 38 special and 357 Magnum. I'm going to have a lever action to come in too, so I'll be able to shoot, have a carbine and a revolver in the same caliber to mate up perfectly to have the nice duo in the same caliber. I already do have other Chiappa, one other Chiappa firearm, that is a Chiappa Alaska. As far as Chiappa's quality, I have not had any issues with the Chiappa Alaskan lever action. Mine's in 44 Magnum, and I've only shot about 400 rounds through this. No issues whatsoever. I'm still not on the train that revolvers are better, more reliable than semi-autos. I've had 400 rounds through semi-autos with no issue whatsoever. But still, this is just going to be a range gun for me. As you see here, I've bought a couple of speed reloaders just to mess around with it a little. I do like the moon clips though, a little bit more than the speed loaders, especially when it comes to ejecting the rounds. you really don't have to worry about a single case getting stuck in the cylinder when you eject it, because with the moon clip, everything goes with it. But, you know, to stay tuned, I'll shoot some more, film some more videos. I'll try out my loads, 38 Special 357 Magnum. I'm going to be looking to get some very light, very fast 357 Magnum loads through this. Now's the time to do it, since it's very difficult for me to actually find ammo to feed this thing right now. I've been saving my brass, so I'm looking for a nice big range day where I can test out different loads in this firearm, and hopefully I will have plenty of success with that. So just stay tuned. I'll put out some more information about how it goes, 1,000 round update video, and all that stuff. Thank you for watching.